Okay, here we are again. I'm Joe and I'm with Mr. Scott Eddy at Mr. Scott Eddy on Twitter if you're following. So we are back with Scott, and I wanted to ask you, you know, a lot of people think of you as the go-to guy on travel related things in Thailand, around the world, and you're kind of known for having the connections with hotels and travel photographers and whatnot. So, you know, what about someone who's never been to Thailand? I remember when I first came here, I was a little bit overwhelmed. There's so many islands, there's so many beaches. Where would you tell a newbie to go that they would have like a really nice time just experiencing Thailand?
I mean, it all depends what you want, you know? I
Sure.
mean, if you're a really newbie, like, you know, traveling isn't your thing and you're not like that sophisticated and
Sure.
you're not comfortable and you still need somewhat of an infrastructure, I would say definitely, you know, Samui or Phuket or something like that, just to ease into the process, because you can still get down there and do day trips, and you know, you can rough it a little bit and ride the elephants and things like that. You know, it's just it's
you
easy.
can get away out
Absolutely.
into the nature. Now, what about someone who doesn't need infrastructure?
My favorite place in Thailand is Koh Tao.
Koh Tao.
I think that it's absolutely, it's heaven on earth. I mean, it's like you're walking in a National Geographic video.
It's beautiful.
It's perfect.
So Koh Tao is on the Gulf side.
Yes.
Right next to Koh Phangan.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So if you're coming to Thailand, it's on the Gulf of Thailand near Koh Samui. So where do you like to stay when you go to Koh Tao? Is there a lot of options to go? Or?
There's tons of options. Every 5 feet there's a different little, you know, guest house and hotel and villas and this and that, and they have everything from 1 star to 7 stars.
Sure.
So I mean,
and you never get tired of it.
No.
You've been how long have you been going to Koh Tao?
Oh, I've been in Thailand since '99, so I mean, it's an amazing place.
Awesome. Now, what about like nightlife or having a good time? Is there any? Do you like to go to the islands to do that? Do you like to go to a certain place or just all over?
My favorite place, if I have a choice, when I want to party and travel at the same time,
Sure.
I would go to Nikki Beach, either in Phuket or in Samui.
Now, what's Nikki Beach?
Nikki Beach is I guess the concept originally came from Europe, the old
Sure.
European type beach club, but Nikki Beach really, they took that brand and made it luxurious, and they care about their brand so much. It's like, it's pristine, perfect, every Nikki Beach that you go to, and I think they have 12 of them in the world.
Sure. Oh my God. So, where's Nikki Beach from? Do you know where they're
Miami.
based at? Out of Miami?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So what about, you know, ASEAN's coming next year, right?
Yes.
So we're going to be, Thailand's going to be part of ASEAN, traveling all the 10 ASEAN countries. Where do you like to travel outside of Thailand when you get a chance? Do you do that a lot, or what's your travel schedule like?
Unfortunately, I don't get to do it as much as I want.
Sure.
I do frequent Hong Kong and Singapore quite often, Macau every once in a while. Last year I spent 10 months in Manila.
Sure.
So, you know, that was kind of interesting. It was my first time in the Philippines, and I really like going to a new country, especially where I don't know a lot of people. So you're sort of forced to make new friends and meet new people, which I'm addicted to.
Yeah.
And, you know, learn about their cultures and just everything. It's very, very cool.
How did you feel about coming from Thailand, where you're so used to Thai culture and the Thai smile and everything, going to the Philippines? Was it like a culture shock for you? How did you compare the two?
The Philippines, I would basically describe, it's an amazing, amazing country. Unfortunately, in those 10 months, and it sounds crazy, but I didn't get to go to the islands at all. I was in meetings every day, and on the weekends that I was free, I flew back here for meetings here.
Sure.
So I would venture to guess that the Philippines, the mindset and the way of life over there, it's like America being in Asia.
Sure.
They have every fast food we have at home. Everybody speaks English. It's like being in America, to be honest.
Now, since you have all these connections with travel and all these, you have a firm base of travel audience. How do you use that? How do you capitalize on your travel, or what do you do? How are you involved in the travel industry? Is maybe what I want to say.
I'm not involved in the travel industry per se.
Okay.
For the past 3 years is really when I've built up my Twitter following. I've concentrated much more on being a aggregator of good content.
Sure.
And I haven't monetized my social media following, if you say,
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
The only way I do monetize it is that I get contacted a lot
Sure.
for public speaking engagements and for private consulting and
work. Okay.
things that I drive, doing digital campaigns, which I drive to my digital agency that I
Sure.
own, and things like that. And just making new friends.
Sure.
But there isn't any direct correlation where the ROI is like I can equate it to it's exactly this, because it's not.
So you have become sort of like reading all these blogs, checking all this content, being able to discern with your eye, and then you can use that in consultancy or whatever in that way.
Absolutely.
Sure.
It's just based on my experience, that being 10 years on Wall Street, so to speak,
Sure.
Owning a venture capital company, owning 4 other marketing companies here before I launched the digital agency, and just doing private consulting. Just, a consultant is nothing more than someone who knows a lot about a specific subject and has a lot of life experience.
Exactly.
That's
and
it.
is an expert in that subject.
That's it. I mean, it's not. That's why you don't see any 17-year-old consultants. A consultant is someone who has a lot of life experience and they're very smart in one particular area. That's it.
Exactly. What about as far as like if someone, I know a lot. What do you think people come to Thailand these days?
I think that Thailand has a very good reputation for being just easy. Everything about Thailand, about the culture, about the language, about the food, about traveling, about everything. It's just a very easy place to come, to visit, to
meet
do
people.
anything. Absolutely.
Business.
The people you meet here they're unbelievable. They're one of a kind.
It's amazing. What would you give an advice to someone who is starting off and they're interested in doing something like you're doing, okay? Making connections, meeting people, being involved in social media, creating a name for themselves. Is there anything that you could tell us about the secret to your success in being able to create what you've been able to do?
The only secret, I have 2 things that I concentrate on more than anything else in my life. I make sure that my content is readable and lovable and shareable.
Sure.
And I give much, much, much more than I take.
Okay.
And if you do that, you're going to be successful at anything.
And you can make someone love you in 30 seconds, correct? Okay.
That's the word on the street.
And are you single? For the ladies out there who might be watching this.
I'm not. I have a girlfriend.
Okay. Well, this is going on YouTube, so check back in 5 years. We'll see what's going on. Thank you so much, Swadee Kap,
Swadee Kap.
Mr. Scott Eddy.